In the October 10th, 1955 issue of Life magazine, there is an in memorial of Emmett Till, who, as we know, was murdered for allegedly wolf whistling at Carolyn Bryant in August of 1955. Emmett arrives in Money, Mississippi on August 21st. They visit the store, him and his cousins, on August 24th, where he buys bubble gum. August 28th, he is kidnapped in the middle of the night from his great uncle Mose Wright's house. Later, 3 days later, on August 31st, his body is found in a Tallahatchie River, brutally beaten. The only thing that helped Moses to recognize this was Emmett's body was Lewis Till's ring. And that's the last we hear of Lewis Till. Again, events happen quickly. September 3rd, Emmett's open casket funeral is held in Chicago. September 6th, Roy Bryant and J.W. Malam are indicted on murder and kidnapping charges. September 19th, the trial begins. September 23rd, the jury delivers a not guilty verdict. September 30th, Bryant and Malam are released on bond with the kidnapping charges pending. It is at this time that the public remembers Lewis Till. That's why I wanted to give you the quick recap of the timeline, because Lewis Till and Emmett Till are connected. Lewis Till was born on February 7th, 1922, and grew up in New Madrid, Missouri, before transitioning to Illinois. And at just 17 years old, him and Mammy would begin dating. They married on October 14th, 1940. Their first and only child, Emmett Lewis Till, was born a year later on July 25th, 1941. Now fast forward. Mammy and Lewis are no longer together. He's in the Army, 1943, serving in World War II, serving overseas in World War II. He got there, the juicy details of that we read about in the book. For now, just know that Lewis Till would die in the Army. Lewis' belongings, including his ring, would be sent to Mammy, who was only told that he had been killed for willful misconduct. She didn't know what the misconduct was. Now let's fast forward back to the trial. Information is leaked from the War Department saying Lewis Till was not a war hero but a rapist and a murderer of some Italian women, which caused the courts to throw out the kidnapping charge that ultimately freed Bryant and Malam. Emmett Till wears the ring of his dad, who was murdered for an eerily similar reason as he himself would later be murdered, but it is because he wore this ring that the family was able to identify his body. Meanwhile, the history books and documentaries would leave Lewis out completely, except for mentioning that this was his ring and it helped to identify Emmett's body. I wanted to learn his story because I found it odd that Lewis' role has not been a more prominent part of the Emmett Till story throughout history, or that we know nothing about the interviews in Jet magazine, the same magazine that ran the story of the open casket Mammy had for Emmett Till that went viral before there was such a thing. They also did an interview with Lewis Till's Army buddies who testified that he didn't know such thing. Well, to learn more about Lewis' story and his freedom ring, be sure to pick up your copy of Black History Facts You Didn't Learn in School at blackhistorybook.com.